Those were some weak snaps, dude. Alright, let me give... I know people have asked what I thought about these new Season 3. It's only a week away, but they showed off some stuff. I'm late to the party. I was sick most of the day, but I guess I'll give my sort of opinion. I was actually thinking about doing this over just me doing nothing in the game, or looking at memes, but I guess we're going to do it over the game. If you want to see memes while I do this kind of shit, put it in the comments, dude. What did I think about it? I guess the things, again, I said this before, I think the charge up going through fireballs, I said that before, I still think that is the most interesting change, basically. Because it's the only thing that is adding, that's like a new potential real dynamic to the game, I feel like. So I still think that's a good change. The EX moves only taking a half a bar. I think that's potentially interesting. It could just end up equaling itself out at the end of the day, because a good EX move is a good... If the character had a good EX move before, it's still good, you know? Who knows how it's going to turn out. It might make the game a little more spazzy, actually, which I feel like, you know, that's one of the things people hate about the game, is they feel like, homing dash is so spazzy, but you know what, I think there's definitely potential. I know they're showing like freezes assist. I think there's definitely a potential for a little bit of chaos. I think it's potential. I definitely think there's potential for the game to feel a little bit more chaotic. You know what I mean? Because again, a lot of these things too, like I said before, you know, and this stuff is realistic. I don't know why people talk about it, but you know, like a lot of realistic combos in this game, if you're going for optimal stuff, you know, you're not doing Vegeto's, you know, I guess if you're doing the Banshee Blast link into it, but a lot of stuff, you know what I mean? If the EX move takes too long, you know, unless they fiddle with the timer, a lot of these EX moves aren't going to be, they're still not going to be that great in combos, right? I mean, they might see a little bit more use, and I'm sure it's going to give, you know, being a little bit more free to do some moves like this. Yeah, there's going to be a little bit more use for them, right? Especially, you know, people want to post their, like, touch of death combos, but I feel like there's probably going to be people that are complaining, too, about, oh, dude, just, you know, my fucking, that's not a good example of Goku, you know what I mean? But I feel like it might add a little bit more of the chaos to the game, the spazziness that people actually complain about, which is kind of funny, because I think people are getting kind of horny about it, but I'm probably sure there's going to be quite a few people that are going to be like, oh my god, fucking EX move this, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, and that's not to say that I don't ever enjoy that myself, because, you know, geez, I mean, you could say Super Turbo has a lot of really powerful special moves. Karna's Revenge is a lot of potentially really powerful and spazzy moves, but I do think it's interesting for the game to go that route, but I feel like there's going to be a lot of people there, as much as I think it's probably good for the game from a certain perspective, I feel like there's going to be people that are going to be complaining about it as well. You know what I mean? Again, overall, I think it's probably a good change. But, you know, combo-wise, you know, it might affect a little bit. But again, because the timer, like, you know, again, the timer, what I'm getting into is a lot of Vegeto's combos, you know what I mean? When you're doing those kind of links and blah, blah, blah. You know, I had to be in a corner, but, you know, that's what you do because the timer's short. You don't want to be wasting all your time on these EX moves that take longer sometimes in combos, right? There might be some specific things, yeah, but, you know, touch of death, everyone wants to do one of those kind of combos for, you know, it's going to make that kind of shit easier, but hopefully you get what I'm saying. I can see the good and the bad in it. Speaking about the good and the bad, I'm saying the same thing for this sis. I see a perspective why it's good. I see a perspective why it's bad. It looks exactly what I said. It looks like they're trying to give everyone else like their lockdown quotation marks assist, or I probably should have kept Vegeta in there. Everyone's gonna have their lockdown. Oh wait, their shit. What am I? Their lockdown assists. You know what I mean? And then everyone has their free layup assist. And isn't that exactly what I said it looked like? It looked like, hey, you can't miss this. This is your dumb reach. It's like, you're like, man, I don't want to think about what combo I got to do. Just give me the layup. Give me the fucking free layup, dude. Give me the dumb reach. That's exactly what it looked like. I mean, so, I mean, what do you want me to say? It's like, I see the good and the bad. I don't think it's particularly interesting to me. I know some people are like, but I don't do, you know. every game has good and bad, you know, whatever. Some characters should have voice assist. It is what it is, right? Anyway. I still don't really get, you know, they said like when you're about to die, I guess you get like everyone gets like, from what I looked at, so what I thought it was implying in the first video is, you know, that little red blue meter at the top. And I assumed that if you were losing in that little red blue meter, then your character got more powerful and got a free super. But watching the videos, even if the character was still winning on that little meter, when they died, they still got a free super. So someone's gonna have to explain to me. I'm gonna be honest, like I said, I was having a bad health day today, so I was just kind of lackadaisically watching. But I'm like, I guess this is it. I was like, I guess you just get a free meter no matter what when you die. Maybe the higher it is up in that thing, the more damage you do, or the less damage you're gonna do. Is that what it is? But it looks like when you die, no matter what, you're getting the free bar. Again, I keep rewarding people for dying, but you know, whatever, it is what it is, right? You know? They did show you can tick throw now. You can like jab into throw, which is, you know, kind of interesting because I feel like throws are some of the hardest things for people to react to. That is a fairly common thing to be complained about, but I guess, you know, they're trying to remove all the snapback mix up and the fuzzy guard kind of shit. So I guess they got to like more chances to throw. You know, I'm curious to see if it works for, because, you know, some moves are different, right? You know what I mean? Like, this is, well, Vegeta, that's not a good example, but you know, Vegeta's jab, could he throw after that like that? Because that is a jab, right? I mean, I'm a little confused, you know. I wonder exactly how far you can take it, but, you know, is what it is. The vanish thing was also interesting. I couldn't tell, does it work on block too? I thought that was interesting that you can cancel your vanish with a homing dash for a special move. Although I didn't see if you could do it on block or not, which again was interesting because isn't homing dash and vanish like the main things that people complain about this game? So I don't know if it's going to be something like vanish now, if it's just raw like that. Or sorry, you know, or whatever you do. If you don't cancel it, maybe it has like longer recovery when he lands. So then the mix-up is actually, oh, did the vanish now make a homing dash after it, or am I going to do a special move after it when you block, right? I think it's an interesting change, and it's an interesting change because people complain the fuck about it all the time, right? So, I mean, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of, like, cool kind of combos with it. I already got lots of ideas. I'm even wondering if, say, this isn't going to be a good example, but boom, so if I vanish right there, and then I can't cancel it now, but then, so, you know, say, then I whip that, am I going to recover in time to then, like, boom, jab him and go for another combo, right? So, I mean, I got lots of ideas for stuff you can do for it. I'm just surprised because vanish is one of the things that people complain the most about, right? And it's interesting, too, because when I'm looking, because people seem to be pretty horny about this, you know, and it kind of just, I feel like it just shows me that generally the community, they just want to do something new. I feel like, right? Because it's like, I don't see people complaining about the homing dash right now. I don't see people complaining about, you know, the vanish when the vanish is better now. And it's like, isn't this all the fuck you guys talk about all the time, that it's too good? And now you guys are horny about it because you have assists? So this is one of the reasons I don't really pay attention to what people say. or take anything with a grain of salt, because I don't think most of you guys know what the fuck you're talking about. You're just saying shit, right? It's like, this is what you guys have been complaining about this the whole time. I think people just wanted something new to do, right? People are excited because they're going to be able to do a new dumb reach assist combo, more EX moves. EX moves, like I said, I'm in bit one too. I think it's overall good for the game probably, but I think it might add more of a spazzy, chaotic nature to the game that people already say is too strong, right? So it's kind of, I feel like there's going to be potentially more people complaining about that, right? And I feel like it's, I do feel like, you know, when you're dying, it's going to help people do more touch of death combos, you know, more solo TOD. So that will be, you know, people be excited because they're like, oh, I did this cool new combo and it killed. Look what I found. You know, it's cool, right? So, but again, overall, I'm not really sure what to say. I was really hoping for some more fundamental changes, man. Like, I wanted block damage, you know, I wanted maybe an EX reflect or something like that. You know, I was talking about, I think every move needs a purpose, so make medium auto combos your one move that you can jump cancel without sparking. You know, I wanted these kind of things, more fundamental changes. I wanted to see, like, real, that it's going to look like a lot of frame that is tweaked, you know what I mean? But it doesn't look like that, so, you know, I don't know. As for the changes, they didn't really show many changes. You know, who knows what they're going to have. You know, they're like, oh, you can combo after this easier, so, you know, I don't know. I mean, I guess you could do, you know, if this is easier, maybe that's like, God, I don't know. You know, he has this link where you're just like, blah, and then he goes, blah. You can do that mid-screen too, right? Maybe that's easier. Maybe you don't need it. But I'm just saying, like, you know, I guess if the EX meter is less, you know, Vegito does have that very max meter B&B is something like that, and then you do a combo, right? If you have, like, if meter is not an option, that's his most, like, max, and you go into a big combo from that, right? So, I mean, maybe, you know, certain combos like that, maybe they'll get more use. I don't know what they're doing with that. Who the fuck knows, right? I don't know. Goku, like I said, one of the things I was worried about, I mean, it looks like they made his 2 medium slower. Like, I think it's funny to me that, you know, I know people, like, this is a meme, people complaining about it a lot. I missed it, but... You know, I did all these crazy, you know, 2 medium links, and all, I guess, and, you know, there's a meme, like, it always hits you. Like, man, dude, like, this game is, one of the problems is already, you know, some people say is that the game has no mix-up. So you're making his 1 low slower. Like, isn't one of the problems with the game that there isn't enough mix-up? I don't get changes like that. You know? I guess it sounds like, it wasn't completely clear, but it sounds like his common error is either faster, it has less recovery. One of the things I said before in the other patches, I feel like they just kind of were making a lot of the crazy combos I did easier, like the Frieza combos, so everyone could do them, right? All these combos just keep making easier, so maybe they're going to be making all these laser beam links that I've been doing since right when the game came out. And I said, I don't really play the game. I haven't played it in a real match since Vegito came out, because I just didn't care about it, but I was actually doing the laser beam links as my B&B for the few times I played the game. So, I mean, you could do it before. Maybe they're going to make it easier. I don't know. Whatever. Again, I can't tell. Like, I mean, I guess at the end of the day, do I think the game sounds more interesting? Yeah, sure. Because anything is new. You know, at the end of the day, anything is new. It's going to be interesting for a little bit. Is the game going to be better? Yeah, I mean, it looks like it right now. I mean, potentially, right? And again, anything new is interesting, but it doesn't look... Generally speaking, besides that is a good fundamental change outright. Maybe EX moves is a good fundamental change. You know, maybe vanish. But overall, I don't think the game is fundamentally interesting to me. I don't like how the game plays, and it doesn't look like it's going to be a kind of game that, you know, if we still have, like, my DP isn't frame 1 invincible, if my counter isn't frame 1 invincible. Like, I don't understand that shit. I don't respect that. I don't respect that kind of logic in video games. So, I don't know how it's going to be. Hopefully it's cool. It's new, so it's automatically going to be interesting at least for a little bit. Hopefully there's new cool combo routes so I can at least keep my channel active. You know, whatever, that kind of shit. But, you know, who knows till we see more changes what the characters have, right? I hope there's more stuff that they still haven't released, but... you know, at the end of the day, you know, I don't really know what to say. Yeah, the end, I guess.